friend.
Yes.
Come one, come all. As I say, come big, come small. Come one, come all, come big, come small. Listen, you guys know how we do it over here because we've been over here a couple of times at this point. So you should be used to it. You know, we go live on a couple different platforms at the same time. So bear with us. Give us just a moment. We're going to bring our other friends on and we're going to jump into tonight's conversation.
Yes, come on, conversation.
We're excited. So, un momento, por favor. Hello, hello, hello.
Good evening.
Hey, everybody. Come on in. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come one, come all. What am I going to say? Come big, come small.
All right, you know, those sorts of things.
Yes, come on in. Come on in. Happy Thursday, everybody, or whatever day it is on the replay. Come on in. Listen, as you guys come on in, we will go ahead and introduce ourselves without further ado. So for those of you guys who have been with us before, welcome back. For the best friends that may be new and have never seen us before, shame on you, but welcome. I am Candy Sincerity Johnson.
And I am Chaun Johnson.
Together we do a host of things, most notably being the founders of an amazing brand called Sincerity Johnson. If you're not following Sincerity Johnson, you should be.
Yes.
It's the #1 affordable luxury women's fashion brand in the world. And we are super proud of that. Outside of us running our amazing business, we also do a host of personal things.
Right.
Like co-parent our twins and heal from love and all of that. So this is the digital space that we've carved out to document that.
Yes, absolutely.
So welcome.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Like the country folks say. So that's the long introduction. Do we have any housekeeping announcements or anything? We haven't done announcements in a while.
Not that I can think of.
Any announcements? Okay. Lately we've just kind of been jumping straight into things. Let me try to bring up, I feel like I should bring up Facebook over here.
Okay.
Let me try to bring up Facebook over here. Did you want to say hi to some best friends?
Sure. Kendra said you are twinning shirt and glasses. Do we got the same glasses? Lord Jesus.
So, okay, let me be honest about this shirt thing. Girl, I got on Nike joggers.
She does.
And I had on a Nike shirt. But I was upstairs a minute ago and I said, oh, you're clashing with Chaun in the background. So I literally just changed my shirt for the video. So
you just want to be like me.
No, I just felt like aesthetically. And then with the lady having on red in the back and the red pillow, you know, aesthetically pleasing. You know, aesthetically, it was, you know, whatever. So here we sit. That's the truth, right?
Hey, Miss Tammy. Hi, Miss Mary. Hey, Miss Muriel. Hey, y'all. That's all the best friends who have formally stated their names and things in the comments thus far. So
yes, and shout out to our tremendous replay community, girl. They go strong.
Yes, they do.
Especially when stuff starts to get a little emotional, girl. They go hard in the paint.
Right.
So the replay girls, they definitely express how they feel. So y'all keep doing that because we're gonna keep chiming in and going back and forth.
Yes. Love it.
So anyway, tonight's conversation should be good. What you got on your mind? You said you had something on your mind.
I think so. The last time we were here, you mentioned something, and it made me think. And I said, "Oh, the next time we call the best friends, I want to kind of dive into this, right?"
That I said something.
Yeah, because we were talking about, you know, how you weren't getting certain things from your therapist and whatnot. So I want to try to go back to that because I know you did have your next session with her and stuff like that. Or what do you really feel like the main thing is missing?
Well, I feel like it's a couple of things that's missing. One of the things that I think is missing is tools. Okay. Right? Like, I feel like, I think I shared with you guys before, I feel like when I go, it's me like talking to a friend. Okay. I'm catching her up on everything that's happened. And I feel like it's just a conversation. And if I'm transparent, it seems like she looked forward to the therapy session more than I do. Because, girl, she be sitting on the edge of her seat. And before she could sit down, she like, girl, what's happening? What's going on? You know, like she
Like
can't
it's the
wait.
next episode of General Hospital.
Exactly. It's very more so given like I'm trying to figure out, girl, what else is broken in your life. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I need tools. I need help. Like we have a plan for this whole 18 to 24-month period, but I feel like I need like almost like a little bit more detail and substance there, and I'm kind of looking for my therapist to give that. Also feedback. Like I can't just tell you what happened and then you just sit there and smile and nod. You see what I'm saying? Like tell me where I was wrong, help me see the error of my ways, help me. Again, that goes back to the tools, because I feel like historically you and I have been here before several times. And I think a part of it, and I can't speak for you what it is, but a part of it for me is, if I'm transparent, fear. And we get to the edge of the cliff, we see how far it is down, and then we run back holding hands and try to fix it, and it's not working. Right. So yeah, I think those things would help me feel comfortable taking a leap.
So I'm curious, because I think that maybe part of my reason for coming back off past the cliff might be fear-based, but not completely. But I'm curious to know from you, what are you really afraid of? Like you know that it's not the best for us, and you know it's not the best for you and everything like that. And we both said, okay, this is run its course. But so what are you afraid of exactly?
That's a good question. That is a very good question. What am I afraid of? I think part of my fear is the unknown. You don't know what you don't know.
Right. Familiar is good, but yeah.
So for half of my life, you and I have been together. Right. So I think the fear of the unknown. But I don't, if I'm transparent, I can usually articulate my feelings pretty thoroughly. I can't articulate it. I don't know.
Really?
And it's not that I'm trying to be cryptic or not talk about it. I just don't know how to put it into words.
So is it just like a feeling that you get and then it's just too overwhelming?
Okay. Play with me for a minute. Play with me for a minute. Let's do this exercise. I'm not real big on doing this because my friend, I feel like do it too much. Right? But I'm going to ask Chat.
Come on, Chat.
The reason why I say I feel like a couple of my friends do it too much is because I think sometimes they just feed what you want to hear versus what you need to hear. Okay? All right? So let's ask Chat if that's okay.
Okay.
And let's just see, right? I happen to have my computer right here. Let's just see.
Make sure you put like good stuff in there now, because like you said, it can only work with the information that you give it.
Right. Well, no, I'm gonna put everything in here. Yeah. Okay, so based on what you know about me.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Thus far, what do you think my fears are about my breakup with Chaun?
Trust me, her Chat GPT knows everything, girl. That's why she can put like very minimal information in there and it's gonna spit everything out, because girl, it knows everything about her.
Candy, based on everything you've shared about yourself, your relationship with Chaun, your family, your business, I could imagine a few deep fears that might be sitting with this breakup. Some that you probably have said out loud, and some that are harder to name. You want to read?
Girl, let me tell you why this is gonna like take over the world.
Let's see if there's any accuracies. Let's see if any of this aligns. Now, the reason why I'm probably comfortable with whatever it says is because, girl, we know each other.
Right, clearly.
Very well.
Okay, so the first category, it says personal and emotional fears. The first one says losing your teammate in life. What'd you think about that?
Well, expand. Does it?
Okay, I didn't know how far you wanted me to read because it gives you some detailed stuff. So it says.
Well, I'll say yay or nay.
Okay.
I don't know what to say.
So it says you and Chaun have been through marriage, divorce, business, raising twins, and even personal healing journeys together. Even though you're breaking up, there's a fear of losing the one person who really knows you on every level.
Very true. Very true.
Aww.
Very true.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you think about it, we've said it to each other and we've shared it with the best friends. We've raised each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and that's not to say anything from our family. I feel like your family did the best they could. My family did the best they could, but there were some gaps.
Yeah.
And a lot of the gaps probably contributed to a lot of the things we went through, but we helped each other fill in the gaps.
Okay. And
so losing that is huge. Yeah, of course.
So, but don't you think that if we do the work the proper way and we try to resolve some of those foundational things, then we can get back to the friendship, because that's what we ultimately want, right? Then you really won't, but I guess in a way you will. What I was basically trying to say is if we can get back to a friendship level and get that bond back in that capacity, wouldn't you still have that teammate in life? But if you're honest about it, not really, because once, however long in the future, child, just whenever, if I start dating, you start, whatever that looks like, I guess your partner is supposed to be your true teammate in life. So I guess best friends, y'all see what I'm trying to say? Like,
so basically, what you're saying is I'm single now, but then at some point, if I'm in a relationship, then that person will fill that space.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, could be, right?
Yeah.
But nobody has a crystal ball. We don't know.
Right.
What if I'm in a relationship and what if I'm not? So you can't necessarily look to somebody else to do it. I think one of the things that I will say is, I'm not sure whether this is true for you or not, but as it relates to losing a teammate in life, although we fill a lot of gaps for each other, we also create a lot of holes for each other. Right? Yeah. Because some of the things that you had to teach me were also the things that annoyed you. Some of the things I had to teach you were also the things that, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, either turned us off about each other or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Interesting. Okay. The next one, starting over at 42, says that there might be a quiet fear about whether you'll find love again. Really?
Well, yeah, because the older you get, I mean, again, so my older best friends, this is not a knock, this is not a dig. We're removing the emotion and just looking at the facts. The older you get, the less your chances are of finding love, finding a partner, and getting married. It's just statistics. Right? Yeah. The pool and everything starts to shrink. So it's a natural reaction. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because you got to think about how many people are married at that point.
Yeah.
They off the market.
Yeah. Very true. And then under this personal and emotional fears, the last one says being misunderstood. So it says you've built an audience and, well, not an audience, that's our community, because chat, just say whatever. You build a community and everything around our story, and there may be a fear that people will judge you or not get it when you show up as Candy without me.
There's truth in that. There's truth in that, because you have to remember the last time we showed up vulnerable, girl, I'm not going to say everybody. A lot of people was rah-rah Chaun.
Yeah.
And throwing fruit at the stage when it came to me. And so a part of me being very apprehensive in this season was, I ain't want to go through that again.
I can understand that.
There's peace and privacy. I'm going to say it again. Somebody missed it. There's peace and privacy. And so people can't use what they don't know against you.
Right.
My granny used to always say, people who don't know you can't do nothing to you. You know what I mean? There's truth in that a little bit, but then of course, we know those situations where it's not, but it's one of those situations where Yeah, like being misunderstood is huge. Like, don't nobody want to have to explain themselves or defend.
Right.
I had to do a lot of defending last time. And it's because a lot of people look at a storyline and they can usually identify with one character over the other. And when they, like, a feminine woman is going to see the story and the pain of another feminine woman. A lot of times, because I wasn't the one crying and I wasn't the one looking distraught, you know, of course I was feeling away. And at the time I was in a relationship.
Right.
So, you know, there's a lot of moving parts. So yeah, that was definitely a concern.
Okay.
Totally was. Absolutely.
Okay. Let's continue because there's more here. So it says now that was the personal and emotional. Now this is parenting fears. So it says the impact on the twins.
Yeah.
I think we both share that.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's undeniable. Because you have to understand at the end of the day, like 95% of everything that we ever did was for them. Right? And so that's constantly playing in my head. Like that's something that plays in my head every day. I'm not trying to take away from you, because I know we're talking about you right now, but that hits very deep for me because I literally think about that every day. Especially once we get to the end of this plan that we have, and it's really like that, you know, you going to the right, I'm going to the left, or whichever way we're going, that's really sitting with me. Like, how is that really going to play out? So I can understand that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, both kids have friends that are divorced. And if we're honest, probably half of those kids have, you know, blended families, divorce situations. There's a few friends, specifically that Kennedy has, where it's toxic.
Yeah, it's rough.
You know what I mean? And we never wanted to get to that point, but it's a thing of, we see the impact that it has on kids, and everybody seems to like be resilient over time.
Yeah.
But baby, that process, it's the process for me. So yeah, it's, you know, I don't want them to cry. I don't want them to hurt. I don't want them to, you know, whatever. And I think that's what kept us here for a long time.
It did.
Or at least me, I'll be honest, you know.
And I think we have to both realize that if we continue that, we would do more harm than good. And that's the truth of it, right?
Yeah.
So, under the parenting fears, it says co-parenting struggles. So in here it says you may worry about communication breaking down when emotions run high, or about the difficulty of balancing two households while still running a business together. Now, do you truly have co-parenting fears? Like we would have a difficult time co-parenting?
No, I actually think that's our superpower.
I do. I feel like that's one of our strongest areas.
If I had to list everything, that's where we have the least breakdown.
Yeah.
Like we could raise kids together any day of the week.
Yeah. Because I really feel like we've never been those people where we are, you know, trying to pin each other against each other or anything like that. We've always been a team and united front with the kids, and we agree on just about everything when it comes to how to raise them and everything like that. So yeah, I don't foresee that being an issue.
Yeah, I think your head is cut off a little bit.
Is it cut off?
Yeah.
Okay, let me scoot up here a little bit. All right. Let me see. The next area that it says is business and identity fears. Ooh. So it says the first one, blurring the line between personal and professional. It says you and Chaun have built a platform, a following, and sales off your partnership. The fear may be, can the business stand strong without our story as a couple?
Yeah, girl. Tina sold more records without Ike than she did with him. You see what I'm saying? Girl, Tina, look, tell your neighbor, say Tina. Girl, Tina sold more records without Ike than she did with him. But I ain't gonna lie, girl, that music was weak in the 80s, but it was banging in the 70s. Girl, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. You know, I don't know.
And if I'm honest, I think that, you know, as we've gone through this, ever since we hit the scene 8 years ago, I think that, you know, there have been some best friends that have grown with us since day one and has been here the entire time. But there really are some best friends that admittedly was like, well, when you guys went your separate ways, I did too. And I said, what? same people that we are. We didn't morph into anybody different.
Yeah.
So
Well, listen, you know, you could buy a Whitney album and a Bobby album,
right,
and not have to pick one.
right.
So I don't know. So all jokes aside, I mean, honestly, do I think it's a concern? No. I think we show up with different personalities online.
Yeah, we do.
I think when y'all see me, you know, you're probably going to be inspired, entertained, or you're going to laugh. You know what I mean? When you see Chaun, it's like talking to your best friend. You know, y'all going to have a good conversation, and you get to know her on a deeper level when I'm not around because my mouth is shut. You know what I mean? Like, so I think you guys, for your own reasons, you look forward to your time with Chaun. And then when you see me, girl, y'all already know you're going to get one of those three things.
Right. Like this is the time to cut up and be.
Yeah.
Now, this one is interesting. Reinventing yourself. It says under business identity fears, you might fear having to figure out who Candy is as a woman without always being tied to Chaun. That reinvention can feel exciting, but also scary.
Yeah. So
but you do amazing without me even being around.
Thank you. But reinventing looks very different. Remember, I told you a long time ago when me and my ex were together. I told you one time, it was like a Friday night. She put me in a car, and she never drives. When I say she loves to be chauffeured around, she never drives. You know that. So she put me in a car, and she was just like, I want to take you on a date. And she was like, where do you want to go? Girl, we spent about an hour just riding around because I didn't know where to go and I couldn't decide. And she was like, do you want to go to eat? You want to go bowling? Do you want the movies? Like, what do you want to do? You want to go have drinks? Like, what do you want to do? And girl, when I say I couldn't decide, I remember her pulling over in the parking lot of a bowling alley, the one up on Weber Road, pulling over, having a conversation with me, and was like, I have a question for you. And I really, before you respond, I want you to think about your answer. Outside of being married, outside of, ever being a mother, who are you? Remove your career and all of the things, all of your accolades, right? Your MBA, your this, your that, Outside of that, who are you? And I couldn't answer like, okay, you have to know who you are and what you like. Yeah. And the only way you're going to figure out what the premise of the relationship. But yeah, it was like, we're just going to try stuff and you figure out what you like, what you don't like. Yeah. So it was exciting, but then it was scary because it's like, I don't know, you know what I mean? And then you feel guilty because you be like, girl, I got 2 children at home. Should I be at the bowling alley? Right. Whatever. So it's that with his mother always, yeah.
So and then this is the last area, and then I want to open it up for Q&A. We're like some best friends got questions already.
Type your questions.
Right, type your questions. So the last area, it says, is deeper soul level fears. And one of the areas, it says fear of repeating old cycles. So it says you've done so much work in therapy, healing, and self-reflection, there's likely a fear of slipping back to people pleasing, silence, or resentment.
Yeah, because I mean, who's to say? Let's say it's 18 to 24 months. The day comes, we got to sit the kids down and have a conversation. We breaking up, Mima's moving, right? Who's to say they don't start spazzing out, crying? It's a whole thing. We see it impacted grades, just all the stuff that we never thought, right? Who's to say that we then don't be like, well, I don't want to do that.
Especially if during that 18 to 24 months, we've made progress in a lot of different areas. Because then it's like, oh, well, the stuff that we was leaving for is gone, so it should be okay. So I can see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't want to, again, that's running to the edge of the cliff, seeing how far the fall is, and then being like, okay, we're going to run back. Like, Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Let's see. The next one says fear of being too much or not enough. In transition, it's common to fear whether you're making the right choice or if you'll regret it later.
So my fear of not being enough is not being enough for the twins.
Okay.
You, I hate to compare it to this, but it's very befitting.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, you got to get the book. If you don't know, then you whatever. At one point, I was in a throuple. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you get the book, right? So we know the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule, best friends, suggests that even if you have an amazing partner, you can usually only get about 80% as a max of your needs and desires met from one person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you open Pandora's box, that's all I'm gonna say. When you open Pandora's box, you do have double the emotion, double the this, double that, but you also have two people meeting your needs, right? So I compare it to the fear of kids, right? The kids have two parents that are constantly meeting their needs. Moving forward, they will still have two parents meeting their needs, but one is not as readily as available.
Right.
So then that's big adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always been somebody here and for every man call, right? Yesterday is a prime example. We had the whole day planned from a business perspective, a bunch of different things. We get the call from the school, Kennedy's sick and need to be picked up. One of us can immediately go. The person can immediately continue to work on stuff. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like if we're in two different locations, it can still happen, but it's not going to look the same.
Right.
So my fear is what I contribute not being enough for them, or not being them feeling a void, right? Because they've had two people constantly from day one. Yeah.
Oh man, that's interesting, Candy. So do you feel like it's a decent depiction of some of the things you couldn't articulate?
Yes, I think that sums up probably about 75 to 80%.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about 75 to 80%.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's get into these questions, girl, because there's questions here.
Sip my water.
Andrea said, "Will Chaun create her own social media platform?" No, I don't have a need nor a desire to create another. Because anything that I would say or do, I can just do it on the platform that we already have. And then it's not a goal of ours to divide and conquer. You know what I mean? Like, we're business-wise, we are still in partnership. And so that's what we're going to continue to do. Now, if after that 24 months or whatever the future holds, if we decide to go a different route in business, then possibly, I don't know. But that's not anything that I'm thinking about at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Miss Tony said, "Are either of you dating now?" I know the answer for both. I'm gonna speak because I don't want nobody to be like, "Well, why are you answer her?" But no, I am not dating right now.
Girl, one lady said, "I think Candy got a friend." Girl, no. So the long and short of it is no, but no.
I could have answered for both. I was just like, let Candy speak for herself, child.
Yes,
but no, I am not. And yeah. All right, let's see. You said, so it sounds like you separate. Will Chaun no longer be doing the showcases? So no, the business is not going to change. Everything is going to move forward. How we do it, or the location, is going to change because once I move and everything like that, then it would not be conducive for me to still be coming back to, the home to do the showcases and running it from here, because this is Candy's space at that point. You know what I mean? So no, the business is not going to change. I'm still going to be doing the showcases. It's just going to look different behind the scenes. You guys will probably not even notice anything, except maybe like, what it used to look. And other than that, that's going to be it.
Can I add that?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we mentioned it on a previous one. One of the things, then what we're gonna do is get like almost like a commercial space. And so nothing huge. It's gonna be big enough for all of the showcases to house all of the inventory and then to do shipping from. So it'll probably be about the same size as our old State Farm office, which was roughly around like what 1,500 square
Yeah, I
feet,
think
something
so.
like that.
Yeah.
Plenty enough room for a live studio type of atmosphere. Not live like where people can come in, but live like for us to film, and then also enough room for me, Chaun, and my mom to be able to ship items. So we're still gonna work together very, very closely, still see each other all the time, but it's very difficult to move on if we always have access to each other's home, right? Whether it was on Chaun's side, on my side, or some sort of strange combination of the two. It at that point, like it's okay to say, okay, well, we're not going to date for the next 18 to 24 months, but it's another thing not to make space even beyond that
for that to occur.
Right. So yeah. So
Deanna said, can we expect some more cooking tutorials?
Not in the near future. I won't say no, Deanna. I won't say no, but it's not on the short list. We have some other things that we are prioritizing during this transition. But that's probably something that I may focus on a little bit closer to the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Veronica said, what if one of the children wished to move in with Chaun? Have you thought of that ever happening? I hadn't thought about that happening because I guess
it would be Ken for obvious reasons.
I had not thought about that. I guess because it never was even a conversation, like ever. Like it was never like, okay, well, when you get ready to move, then da 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 da. It was just a natural thing to know that the kids would be, in their childhood home with their mom, and what I'm saying, like and stuff like that. So, no, I haven't thought about it happening, but if the conversation comes up, then of course we'll address it. But no, I hadn't thought about it.
But it'll be 2 or 3 days where she have them, and then 4 to 5 days where I have them, depending on what the schedules look like, our work schedules, the business, like it's just whatever is going on at that time, right? There'll be with her 2 to 3 days, and then with me 4 to 5, whatever, however we figure it out. So it's gonna be a lot of shared, time anyway.
Yeah. So
yeah,
they'll be fine. I'm sure little Miss Kennedy is gonna find her space at wherever I set my roots up. She's gonna be like, well, this is gonna be perfect for me, and this is gonna be my
space.
Like, girl. So yeah. Let's see. Chantal said, how did you come up with 18 months? Was that calculated based on financial milestones that you're trying to meet?
You want to answer that?
Sure. Yes, for the most part, yes, because we have things that we are trying to recover from, and then B, we have a lot of things that we have to separate and planning things as far as the kids are concerned. So we have a lot of business things that we have to make sure are in order and are intact before we go ahead and go our separate ways. You know what I'm saying? When you've been with somebody for 2 decades and you got a business together and children together and you were once married and all of these things, there's a lot to untangle. It's not like somebody you've been dating for 6 months and you be like, I'm done, and then y'all don't call each other never again no more.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
that's true. And so there is some things, and we want to do it in a responsible manner, and we want to make sure that we do it where it's the most beneficial for Kenny and Caleb. I Miss Askew, because I do not want to tear up his name, said, where can I find the cooking videos? Oh child, just type in the search like Candy Cooking or something like that. I'm sure they'll come up. They on here somewhere.
All I can say is, best friend, this is not no cooking channel.
No.
So what you see is very much so like, let me teach this fool how to make a grilled cheese. Let me teach her how to make a hamburger and put some French fries and some grease. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's not what you're looking for to be like, okay, let me go follow them so I can figure out what to cook dinner Friday. No,
this ain't that.
It's not.
This ain't that.
It's not that at all. Hey, Miss Sharitha. So those are all the questions that I see right now. Does anybody else have any questions for Candy and I?
So while we wait on them, I know. While we wait on the best friends to see if they have more questions, let me ask you this.
Okay.
You're very self-aware.
I'm trying to be.
Of your emotions. What fears, if any, would you say you have?
So I do
about
have
the breakup?
some. I do have some. One of my fears is what life looks like without you. I've been
In what way?
just period. Like I've done everything with you. You know what I'm saying? Just life. I've done life with you. So I'm trying to figure out what that looks like after the fact. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, what does that look like? Like I wake up and I'm in my place and
You scared. You scared. Ain't nobody gonna be able to hit it like me.
how did we get here?
I'm just asking if that's the fear. Because you said I'm trying to figure out what life is gonna look like without you. So I'm just asking for a friend, right?
Or maybe that's one of your fears.
Huh?
Maybe that's one of your fears.
What?
You don't have to project that on me.
What?
That you can't find somebody that's gonna do it like I did.
But
so maybe that's where that's coming from. And so therefore I'm trying to figure out like what does this thing look like? You know what I'm saying? Like what does that look like, right? So that's one of them.
Razzie. Listen, this is all I've ever done. I don't get a lot of things right. I can't cook. But baby, listen, let me tell y'all something. She never misses. She never misses. Okay? She never misses. That's my pronoun. She never misses. How do you say that in Espanol? She never misses. What were you saying?
Nor does she. Okay, so then another fear of mine is losing motivation.
You scared?
I have a fear of getting stagnant and comfortable because I know deep down inside I am very self-aware of myself, and if I get to a point where I'm comfortable, I don't shoot for much more. And you are always that driving force and that motivation to be like, okay, no, do more. There's more. You can do more. You're better than that. Da 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 da. So I have a genuine fear of getting to a point where I have now checked the boxes off that I have in my head of where I want to be in certain places, and then getting there and then stopping.
But I think that's a part of being a best friend. Is me holding you accountable, you holding me accountable. Plus, you have to remember how my mindset is. My mindset is always family first. So although we're not together anymore, it's to my benefit to share information with you that I learn, send you stuff, tell you, hey, get a copy of this book or whatever the case may be, because you knowing that information and having access to that is just making life better for the twins. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No different than investing in the market or all the other things that I put you on to. You see what I'm saying? Like you mastering certain things elevates you in levels that benefit them. Even if it's not from a financial perspective, even if it's just like, oh, this is who in my ear, who I'm listening to, whatever the case may be, you know I'm gonna share. You know I'm gonna share.
Yeah.
Tony said, Candy, you gonna be okay.
She is.
Yes.
She be fine. And then also
best friend said Ella Nuka Feo.
I don't know what that means. Does that mean something?
Can't nobody hit it like me. I don't know. I bet you. Listen. Can't nobody like me. Huh? I bet you if you put it in Google. Ella Nuka Feo. Next time I give me some, I'm gonna have her saying that from the baby. Ella Nuka Feo.
And then I think another fear, and best friends, don't take this and put this in y'all gas tank and drive from here to Albuquerque. Okay, just listen to what I'm saying and understand it, and then let it sit, and then let it go. Okay. Another fear that I have is never getting over you. Like, what does that look like? And the reason why I say that is because I know that our chapter romantically is completely done. We're finito bonito, as some people will say. But I literally know people who have said, like there was a person that they were with in their past and they never got over them. Had gotten remarried, moved on, did, you know what I'm saying? Did all types of things, but that person, like, they can't etch them out of their heart for some reason. And I'm trying to figure out, so I have a fear of if that occurs and if that's my story, will that inhibit me in any way, or will that keep me stuck in a place, or like what does that look like, or does it just like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a fear of mine. Trying to think of what else. Those are only things, like the main things that are coming out in my mind right now.
So I don't know that we will ever completely get over each other. I think the love will just change, maybe. You see what I'm saying? I don't think you can spend this much time with somebody and ever completely get over them. Because when I've talked to people that were married for years, I've talked to one aunt had a husband that passed. Her first husband passed, right? And then she got married again, and then she was married to him for like 20 something years before he passed. She said she never got over the first husband because it was a situation where they didn't want to not be together.
Right. I was gonna say I think that's a little bit different because that person passed.
But I was gonna give another example of another aunt whose first husband was actually abusive.
Ooh, okay.
They divorced and she got married to her second husband. She never stopped loving the first husband. They just weren't healthy together.
Got it.
So in both scenarios, you're gonna love who you love. You see what I'm saying? Whether the person is taken from you or whether you guys just make a decision that you're choosing you over the unhealthy relationship, it's still very similar. The outcome is the outcome. A soul tie. A soul tie to the best friend. A point is a soul tie.
So those are my fears. And thank you to the best friend who gave stars. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the stars. Hey, thank you for the stars. Thank you for the stars. Hey.
Auntie Carol said, after going through so much, do you still trust one another?
You gonna let me go first?
I mean, I can go first. You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
I can go.
So I trust Chaun in ways. Okay. If I fell out in the middle of the floor, look, what? Because it happened. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? If I fell out in the middle of the floor and I'm not breathing and I need to be taken care of, and girl, my life is on the line, do I trust Chaun? Absolutely. If I'm sick or, I know I need somebody to take care, like I trust Chaun, right? If it's a situation where, I know I need somebody that I can depend on, I'm going to trust Chaun. I could trust Chaun. Girl, if it's my money, girl, hell no. Can I trust?
I was waiting.
You understand what I'm saying?
Like, listen, when we going to get to the real
listen. Girl, would you? You understand what I'm saying? And that's just, again, that's best friend. Talk. Again, best friend. Right. All we could do is tell the truth. Right. You see what I'm saying? My trust can't live where my trauma lives. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Now, should the next person? Absolutely. Because I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, feel like she's a different person. She's learned, like, you see what I'm saying? So the next person absolutely should trust her in all of those areas. You see what I'm saying? But you understand?
And I can completely understand.
Which is why our 18 to 24 month plan, and we'll get into this in another place at another time for our close friends. Right. Y'all are our best friends, but we're gonna have something for our close friends. But we'll get into this another time. But that's one of the reasons why the plan includes us having a family attorney and getting everything outlined in contracts and estate planning and all of the things, girl. Because girl, if I'm unconscious, or girl, if I'm up out of here, girl, I need to know. Girl, I need to know that I's are dotted and T's are crossed, girl. Let's not be dumb. So, yeah. And
Carol said money is actually what I was referring to.
Right.
And see, I don't distrust Candy when it comes to money because Candy never did anything financially that would cause me to not trust her, right? So when you say since so much happened, do we trust each other? You were specifically talking about financially, so I have no issues at all when it comes to trusting Candy financially.
What about this? I cheated, right? So let's say that we were ever like back together. Would you trust?
Yeah. Because I feel like we Yeah, I would trust you with that too. I think my
Be honest. Go, we ain't got nothing but the truth.
yeah, but there is an area that I have a lack of trust, but it doesn't have to do with anything financially, and it doesn't have anything to do with infidelity.
Mm.
So
Mm.
there, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Thank you for the stars, Miss Andrea.
Thank you for the stars, Andrea.
She's like, I'm getting me my song too. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the stars. Hey, thank you for the stars. Thank you for the stars. Hey. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to see if there was any other questions. Oh, Camille said, hey, I have a real question. If there is a true separation, how will you share the children? Will they visit both homes together, or will they visit one-on-one, one parent, one child? We kind of talked about it already, Camille, so you probably came in late. But it'll just be a situation of the kids will be with me several days out of the week, then they'll be with Candy and stuff like that. If they ever, because we did it when we were together, you know, that we would have like mommy and son dates, or mommy and daughter dates, or Mima and daughter dates, or Mima and son dates. So if they want one-on-one time, we give that to them, because even though they're twins, they're still individuals. So it's, you know, whatever they want, or whatever they need. So that's, you know, that's not an issue.
Yeah. And we will likely, and of course this is subject to change based on our schedules, right? But we will likely do a split, 4 days with one, 3 days with one, you know what I mean? And we'll likely do it that way.
Daphne says, Chaun, if a man gets interested in you, then what? Then what? Sir, I don't date men. So
you know when we was down at the barbecue joint the other day?
That man was 85 and a half.
He was in that pickup truck. He looked like a little chocolate Mr. Furley. He did. What did he say to you?
I don't even know what that man said, girl. He said, I can't even remember what he said. He said something out that window, and girl, I just kept walking. Like, sir, like, first of all, you probably owe enough to be my father, and then second of all, like, I don't even.
Girl, he climbed out that truck, and them feet look more tender than that meat, girl, that came off that grill. I said,
let me see. I'm trying to see. They was laughing at you when you were answering the question about trust.
Girl, the people, they be trying to get me to say stuff, girl.
Oh, Tammy said, well, girl, how do I become a close friend? Well, once we have that, we will definitely give you more details for sure. Definitely give you more details for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see. You're welcome, Auntie Kara said, thanks for your honesty.
You're welcome, Auntie.
Veronica said, once you split, could you go a couple of days without calling or making contact with one another? You don't want to be clingy. We've done that before. Wait, have we? So, okay, let me be honest. No, because even if that, we had to communicate about the kids.
Or the business.
Yeah, the business. So we literally haven't, I don't think we've ever gone a day without speaking to each other. But when we were like not good, period, the contact was strictly because the children or the business. Like, it was no, hey, how you doing? How was your day? It was none of that. It was like, hey, Kennedy got da 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 da, or hey, Caleb had d, or hey, did you do this for the business and that for the business? Like, that was it. Like, it was no chit chat. So I guess in a way we can answer your question and say yes, because, you know, we only had to talk about what we had to talk about. Outside of that,
I remember one day having to run errands and coming back, and I had to come home to get Ken to take her to practice. Girl, I text you and said outside.
I said, I told Kenny, I said, get your stuff.
I text Chaun and said outside. Who outside, niece? Outside.
But the funny part is that now that Ken K have their phones, we don't even have to communicate with each other with that.
Yeah.
There's no reason to. So literally, we could get to a point where we only are contacting each other if it's business related.
Or when we really don't want to talk, we'll put it in a family group chat.
Yeah.
If it's something dealing, if it was something dealing with all of us, Like, oh, we need to communicate something about like a scheduling conflict, girl. We put it in the family group chat.
What? Because what am I talking to you solo for?
Girl, I want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to me.
Why? No, there's no reason. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Daphne asks, are you going to live near each other? My goal is definitely to live close because I want to be close to my kids. So I wouldn't then dare drive, move 2 hours away, and then I'm expecting to see my kids on a consistent or regular basis, or if they want to come and be with me, that would just be too much. So yes, I will find somewhere close in the vicinity, especially if the business, once we move the business to where we're going to move it to, it's just like, would you move 3 hours away from your job? It doesn't make sense, right? So yes, I would be close.
You should buy the house next door.
I don't want to buy anything here.
Why?
Because I don't want to be here forever. This is a temporary, Illinois is temporary for me. I'm not going to be here forever.
So should we consider moving out of state in 18 or 24 months?
Well, you can't make your plans based around me, and I can't make my plans based around you.
But then how are we going to coordinate everybody moving at the same time?
But you have to also understand that there may be a situation where you're ready to make that kind of move and I'm not.
So girl, what you supposed to do?
I don't know. We got to figure it out when that happens. But you can't make plans around me and I can't make them around you.
This is stressful. All right. Moving on.
ATP said, look at you two. You both have grown so much. I'm proud of both of you. You ladies are truly showing others that no matter what the circumstances are when breaking up, if you work with, I hate that. When you work with and not against each other, especially when kids are involved, that you can and will succeed in becoming the best friends and absolutely the best parents that the kids need, especially when you put God first. Proud of you both.
Oh, thank you, Auntie.
We love you.
There was a few nights we almost put jail first, but thank you very, very much. I'm just playing. It was a joke. You ain't been catching my jokes tonight.
Girl, you in rare form today.
A little drum roll.
Adrian said, did you recover most of the financial loss and then decide it was best to break up again while you're ahead? Did you recover most of the financial loss?
Girl, Adrian want to know, did y'all earn that money back? Did you make the money back and then y'all just said we're gonna be done, or
no? That's not the case. ATK, I think your experiences have given you such insight into understanding yourselves better. Somehow I think that it took what you went through to take you to the next progressive chapter of your life. Thank you.
Possibly. But baby, I promise you, if I could sit down and talk it over with Jesus, I would say, wasn't there an easier way? Couldn't there have been a more clear path?
Right. Like, because I'm a pretty good student. And all the years that I went to school, nobody had to throw me down the stairs. Nobody had to hit me over the head with a book. Nobody had to stick toothpicks in my eyes. Like, nobody had to do anything drastic and detrimental for me to learn. But I don't know why it is that God said, no, I have to send you through hell and high water for you to learn it. I don't know. Because I pretty much can understand a lesson pretty good and learn it.
I promise you. Because I seen this video. I was up late one night and I seen this video. It was this lady that was like strung out on a crack. She was sitting on the curb like crying. And she was pleading in the camera telling people, if you've ever thought about drugs, run. Don't ever try it. I'm not going to see that video and then say,
I think I'm going to give it a try anyway.
I could be the one to beat it.
Because I just feel like maybe you had a bad batch.
Right.
Or just maybe. Like, no.
I don't believe fat meat grease. I don't have to try it. I don't have to find out the hard way. Somebody could have just wrote this in their book, sold it to me. I would have read it, and I wouldn't be the person who's trying to dissect them. I would actually be the person who would take the lesson.
But you know what? All jokes aside, I think I did have to go through some pretty serious stuff because I was the same person that didn't even realize I needed therapy until I was in it. Right. So all jokes aside, like I'm joking. However, sometimes like the old what they call them things that you say, the old cliche say you got to hit rock bottom for you to really get it. Like sometimes it's necessary, right?
Yeah.
I just wish that my rock bottom could have been so that it didn't have to affect anybody else, especially Candy and the kids.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like if I had to, why couldn't it have just isolated me and let me learn whatever lessons and then, whatever. So I just hate that it had to have so much spill out that affected Candy and the kids, if that makes sense.
Well, I think I figured it out. It had to impact all of us because if it hadn't happened, the kids would have grown up almost with a bit of a silver spoon, right? They would have grown up like upper middle class, almost a little privileged. And they wouldn't appreciate the lessons with all of the things that we went through because we would have went through all of the stuff, all of the tough times. And then they would come in to a situation where all these streams of revenue are producing money, So there's no grit there. There's no, I don't know. I don't think they would have had that appreciation. I had to learn it because if you know how to do all of that stuff as it relates to investing in the market, and I never took time to learn, what then happens if you leave, you get sick, you pass away, then that's a whole stream of revenue that's dried up. Or, we build it up and then, there's a big loss. You know what I mean? Like, so, or something like that. So with all that being said, I think it was necessary for me because had that not happened, I wouldn't be quick to jump in and learn it myself. Does that make sense? Because it was a long time. Remember in the beginning for the first 2 years, because now we're 3 years out. So in the first 2 years, I was like, girl, I'm not touching that thing with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, nope, because it's still one of the top 3 wealth building vehicles in this country, in the world. You can invest in real estate, you can invest in the market, you can start a business. Those are 3 ways to get wealthy.
Yep.
That's it. It ain't nothing else. You can't save your way there. You can't 9 to 5 your way there. Those are the 3 ways that all millionaires and billionaires and just anybody who's financially stable says you get there one of those 3 ways or some combination of the 3. Yeah. So yeah. So I had to, so all jokes aside, I had to go through it so that I could not just bring the money to you and say, do what you do. I have to learn it. That works in the kitchen. That works for cooking. But that ain't gonna work for generating wealth.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, best friends, any other questions? This was a good conversation. And I appreciate you guys hanging with us, but I want to see if there's any other questions. Do you have anything else for the best friends?
I don't. Make sure you guys keep your notifications on because we got a lot more of this.
We do.
We got a lot more of this. One of the best friends asked how they could become a close friend or what we have. Chaun and I have been thinking about something. We'll let y'all know in a few weeks. It's still marinating.
Yeah.
Let us keep thinking. Yeah.
All right, best friends. Well, we love you guys. And Kira said that is what I was saying, Candy. You obtained a wisdom out of necessity.
Yeah.
But we love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again tonight and having good conversation. But I will let Miss Candy take us out.
As we always say, best friends, the absolute best is yet to come. But baby, I got work to do.
Good night, best friends.